Hey guys, Stealth here, and welcome to a new Wargame Brendryen video. Today we're on 10v10 Tactical Wonsan Harbor, and I am recording this video live. That's why you have the bar scrolling down below, as well as people commenting in chat, which you can see on the left side of the screen. The game that you're about to see was sent in by Ravenim. He's on the Red 4 team. Interestingly, he said, don't look at my replay. Look at the replay side from Null9702 and Joseph Trump. And I think Null1401, but I'm not exactly sure on that. So, I think that's good sportsmanship. Ooh, I think that's good sportsmanship right there already. Somebody saying, hey, don't look at my gameplay, but this guy over there did really, really good. Maybe we can learn from him. So, that's what we're going to do. It's a replay that's about 42 minutes long. He's starting out with the CV and he hasn't deployed anything else yet. Now the fact that there's a Null9702 and a Null1401, I'd say that these guys are probably playing together. Considering that they're also close together in the team list means that they joined the game pretty much at the same time, if not at the same time. Why is he not deploying anything? He's going naval. He is going naval, that's the plan. Geez, how many CVs do you want over here? Do you think 5's enough? Okay. Now, does that leave us with enough units to go down the middle? Hell no. Holy crap. This is not good. Sure, they're able to make process, or a bit of, well, let's say they're going to get their ass kicked fairly soon by Legion 90. They might have a little bit of a toehold in Delta, but it's not going to be more than a toehold. And they got nothing. Where's our infantry? Yeah, good question. The infantry's not there. Because several people, we got extra medium over here, and Slav. That's at least 2 players deciding to go naval. I'm still not exactly sure what Null9702 is doing. Could be Air Force. Could be Air Force. We're just seeing how the game progresses. But the fact that they have no infantry over here could be a big, big problem for Blue. That's Slav surrenders. What? Already? Why? Because you lost an aircraft? Is that it? And you don't want to save up for another one? Now, respectfully, but the fact that Blue doesn't have any infantry over here means that Red should be pushing to contact. Meaning, I should be seeing Red 4 infantry here, here, and there. Just a large wave of red sweeping through the middle. Tindalos surrenders. That's another Blue 4. 5 points. Congratulations, well played. I should be seeing many, many more infantry units down here. And for some reason I'm not seeing them. Okay, here comes Null1401 with the Lafayette. What's this? A Zippo. Okay. Still, a Zippo doesn't get over here. So he's going to be hard pressed to try and keep this force under control. They also have nothing defending this harbor. If Red 4 really wanted to, they could just take a vehicle or an infantry unit or whatever and go all the way over the bridge. Neutralize it if they deploy a command infantry CV there. And just continue on, kill the commando. And kill the command post. And done. This is turning into an interesting game. It is, however, not turning into a very good game for Kill Switch over here. He's just getting absolutely hammered by... That was red on red. He's getting hammered by all sorts of Red 4 infantry. How many players do we have here? Boomers, that's 1. Vitae is 2. Mr. Crump, no, R. Crump, that's 4. Aslan, 5. Who's this? Stair, that's 6. Who's this over here in the harbor? Ravenham. That's 7. Okay, so we got 7 players actually deploying their units towards the town, where they're the most needed. In the meanwhile, blue is countering with a Donghae, a Monitor Zippo, another Donghae. Wow. Whatever that was, that got completely obliterated. I think it was a recon unit. Monitor Zippo and Lafayette. Why am I still not seeing any units from Ravenham? Oh, sorry, from 09702. I don't get that. You think you were on red in this game? You're not on the list, Flavin. But maybe you were operating under a different username at that point? 2 pioneers against almost 50 VDV. They're just playing catch up here with the infantry, and they're not going to be actually catching up to the enemy team. It's just not going to happen. They just don't have the numbers. Alright, the Lafayette is guarding the river delta here. It can shoot down almost any plane that gets thrown at it, as it has 24 of those fast-firing Crotal CN2s. But other than that, it is not really posing as a threat. Yeah, well sure, against units which are potentially crossing through Fox and going towards the town. But other than that, it's not doing much. Red has 1,000 points, blue has 470. Again, why am I not seeing more Red 4 infantry pushing on these guys? Are they afraid of what they might have? That's 1 aircraft down. Look at, they're already here? Motorschützen from Ravenham. Rifleman 90 against Motorschützen. Motorschützen entrenched. Rifleman not so much. And the Rifleman also lost the transports. Are those Bradleys by any chance? Yep. Bradleys are very good transports to support your infantry at range, both with the missile and their autocannon, but not when the Motorschützen just take them out. And that should wipe out the Motorschützen. It's like I'm following an AFK player over here, 09702. Is this really who I'm supposed to be following? Yeah. According to the description, it is. I would like to highlight the tactics of my opposing force, especially 09702, Extra Medium, and Joseph Trump, for their strong naval play and tenacious fighting despite tactical mishaps early on that almost gains them victory. Really? But where are his units then? Oh dear. Red is already very close to taking over Bravo. They're in Bravo. Well, it's a good thing it's a command tank. FTW syntax. That would be another blue, I think. Yep. So, summarize. FTW left, Slav left. And Tindalos, I think. This is promising. And there goes Radovan. That's another one. So, we now have 6 players on blue. Yeah, 6 players on blue. They're just completely on the run. They lost their command positions in Charlie. It is, however, a bit curious how the Monitor Zippos just keep ending up in this sector. It's like they're not even concerned with deploying a counter to those. Whereas a couple of HGM teams over here could prove to be quite difficult. If there was a Monitor Zippo operating through here, I'd say deploy an HGM unit here or there. This one could work, but if you get any closer, then the Lafayette, with its very good range of, well over 4.5 kilometers, could start hammering your positions. So this, and this is not really an option. They're almost through here. What is blue going to do to counter this? Other than Nighthawk strike them into oblivion. Because we got green jackets fighting off against Lijian. We got 2 commando unit, or 3 command units left. Although the Abrams has taken a pretty good beating. Blue's units are almost entirely non-existent at this point. We have the remnants of a Stormer group. Hopefully they can take care of some of the Legion before they get too close. But I'm not holding my breath on that one. There we go, that's 1 Legion, or 1 Stormer less. Bomber comes in. Seems to know fairly well where to hit. And kills the Green Jackets. So anyone who comes in here is now going to have a very easy path to the command vehicle. How is this going to develop? Because it's just, I don't know, kill switch, that's another blue. Yep, 5 left. So they lost Bravo. They only have Alpha, which means that they cannot, there's the 21-21. That means that they can only bring in units from over here and no aircraft. Oh. Okay. Now we know what 09702 is bringing in. Please don't tell me that was his plan all along. Was he saving up for the past 16 minutes to buy a Congo? Okay. So for the next 25 minutes, there's a good chance that we're going to be watching a pretty stalwart defense of Alpha. And trying to get into Alpha when there's a Congo offshore, good luck. You're going to need a lot of smoke screens if you want to go through there. Now the Lafayette, I'm on our Zippo. Note how he's keeping these 2 ships together in case there is an anti-ship strike. There we go. So red is in control of the entire map. And blue just has the water. Now there's, I believe, a saying in military strategy where you cannot win a land battle without the navy. No, but you cannot win a land battle without land either. And Blue 4 is desperately short of, well, any sort of shore territory. Oh dear. Why did he not drop? Because I think they might have eyes on this thing. Wasung Chong's pushing forward. Vitae with further transports. That's more Wasung Chong's. But these guys have nowhere to go. This is courtesy of the Congo and the Lafayette, which are just keeping them at bay. There goes his CV. That's the CV from 09702. Jeez. The way that these guys are getting hammered. You don't want your infantry out here in the open. You don't want your vehicles out in the open. The only unit that could survive something like this would be a tank. And then again, recently we've seen how that ended up for a couple of challengers. Although, fair enough, I suppose you could say that the challenger did a fair amount of damage. Here comes an HE, potentially AP barrage. Nope. You're trying to kill ships with HE. Good luck with that. It's going to take you a while. Okay, so what do we have for defense? 1 group of Stormer. Period. Oh, and Ilstadsgruppe. That's it. What do we have on this team left? Extra medium? 01401, 09702, Joseph Trump. The rest left. But the interesting thing is, despite the fact that Red 4 has all of the territories, they're not actually that far ahead in points. Because now they're getting greedy. Now they're trying to make a push on the last position that Blue 4 has. And that's going to cost them. Because they just cannot push through. These ships are so much of a threat that Red 4 is going to have to invest heavily in anti-ship missiles. either carried on helicopters, airplanes, or wheel-based launchers, that it is going to be a very expensive exercise for them. This is not really going to cut it. HE rain. It's just not enough. So we got ships from Extra Medium, 9702, Null 1401, and a couple of LCUs from 1401, with a Zippo from Trump. I suppose that's accurate. Trump likes burning stuff down, I guess. I'm not going to go into any further political debates in here. So the VDV are trying to push through, immediately running into the Carl Gustavs, which the guys from Nielstad's Europa can use against VDV. I think this is their best bet. Trying to, well, maybe sneak a command vehicle in here. If they can get this little area with a CV, they can neutralize Alpha. And thanks to that, make sure that there are no further incoming units for blue. That could be the play here. Artie's coming in. And even if worst comes to worst, and they actually kill the command unit here, then they're still going to have... Oh, hang on. What do you mean ASMs? Don't get your Super Pumas too close. Oh! Okay. This is why you don't get your Super Pumas too close. Congo says no and you lose all your helos. Just like that. He's asking for help, yeah, but you don't have any terrain. So their income must be, well, divided over 4 players. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think 4. It must be glacial. It's going to be really, really slow. How is this going to develop, I wonder? BTRDs, not particularly heavily armored. Okay, so Red's trying to hammer them from 2 positions. Artillery coming from Bravo. And we got Komar and some Zhangyu 3s. 1 elite from Stair and 1 standard from Sempi. 2 more Sempi ships, the Komars. These things, unfortunately... This is not the way to use Komars. The Komars fire 1 missile at a time. They do fire them very quickly. Like this. But the problem is, once you fire them, you need to get the hell out. Because they just cannot do anything else. Yeah, well, okay, they have a dual type 2M, 3M. But who are you trying to fool? It's not like Red, or sort of like Blue 4 is going to bring in any helicopters because they can't afford them. And they cannot bring any airplanes because they can't. So, if you want to take down a combination of a Congo and a Lafayette, because by this point in time, they definitely know both of these ships are here, you hit them at the same time. You make sure that all your Komars and your Zhangyus fire at the exact same time. Not like this. Because now you're just giving points to Blue 4. Blue 4, at this point, despite having no terrain, is actually ahead on points. Just like that. Looks like the Lafayette might be getting a little overconfident. Komachi surrenders. That's a Red 4 player. I think he's realizing how much of a standoff this is likely to get to. And he's not interested in... Oh, there goes your 550. They're up by 300 points now, almost 400. Q5B comes in. This is a better contender. Although the missiles are completely off course. This thing has an ECM of 40%, Lafayette of 60%. So even if your missiles are able to go through the ECM, all that decoy, all that electronic warfare, even if that happens, then, look at this by the way, then you still have to deal with all of the CUAs and all of the missiles. He's trying to launch his exocets, so that's why he's turning the ship broadside. Access sets, in case you're not familiar with the ship layout, are mounted on the port and the starboard side in launchers of 4. And the Congo is not angled enough. But... no. Oh, but this is bad news for the Jiangyu. If your radar operator is killed, then it cannot see any incoming missiles. So any CWIS for this unit is out of action. And now the Congo starts to add more problems for the Jiangyu. Unfortunately, the other Jiangyu was able to defeat most of the missiles. But this thing is getting very, very much shut down. Radar operators killed, weapon operators injured, radar antennas damaged, explosion in the ammo room. This Jiangyu is going to go down. And this ship might run out of anti-ship missiles. There goes another 150-point plane. That was probably Q5B, I think. Ah, they're not 150. Damage to the Congo and the Lafayette is still very limited. Once this Jiangyu goes down, that means that this guy is more vulnerable, but... oh, well played here by Null 14001. He's now swinging his ship around, only after that second Jiangyu is dead, to try and get missiles in on the Hujan. And he got one. One missile actually hit the Hujan. This is worse. What are you doing? And he is getting the damage in. There goes the Hujan. Leaving the Jiangyu very, very vulnerable. But the question is, where are you going to run off to? Now, I don't think that these guys are going to be able to resupply the ships. Because Harpoon or Exocet missiles, whichever way you go, it's not going to work. It's very expensive. Oh, they finally neutralized the command vehicle. This is going to turn into an example of how not to play Wonsan Harbor, I think. Okay, credit to these guys for not surrendering. But trust me, at this point nobody's having fun. Red has the entire map. I'd say that this means Red has won the game. Blue has a couple of ships, which so far Red is just unable to kill. And unless they're willing to invest a lot of points, they are going to win. Because Blue has been able to take down a lot of points from Red. Look at that, Red controls, well, with the exception of a couple of Stormers, a resupply unit and a logistics unit, they control, yeah, they now control the entire map. And now Blue 4 is just sitting on their ass because they got nowhere to go. This is their last command unit, the Lafayette and the Congo. And it's... Our Crumb surrenders. He's not going to stick around and wait this out. Because he knows that Red is not going to win this. Lafayette. Hold on. Oh. Okay, so both ships are dead, but there is a CV back here. From Null 1401. They can keep that thing hidden for the next 60 seconds. They actually win. Oh. No, wait. Hold on, they kill it? They killed it. Thank God. That was a clusterfuck of a game if I've ever seen one. Too many people going naval. And on top of that, one player seemingly doing nothing for a large portion of the game, only to buy a Congo. It's a 10v10 tactical. You don't buy a Congo. You buy units in Wonsan Harbor that can actually fight in the damn harbor. And the fact that Red was... If it wasn't for a couple of seconds, then Blue would have actually won this. It's just down to Red 4 killing off that last command vehicle in the last possible second that won them the game. Otherwise, it is just done. And Red 4 would have lost. Despite the fact that they control the entire map. This is wrong with Wargame. If you control the entire map and the enemy still has a ship or two, I'm sorry, it's just... no. It's not right. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. What do you think about the game? And Twitch, if you're watching this, what do you think? Because I think that at this point, nobody was having fun. Blue 4 was just trying to scurry around in the corner with a couple of ships. Red 4 was trying to, well, control the whole map and get rid of 2 more ships. And find 1 CV somewhere buried down deep in the trees. Nobody was having any fun. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. If you have a replay that you think I should see and that I should make a video of, then be sure to send it in through the link down below in the description. And of course, big thanks to my Patreon supporters for supporting me on my channel. If you're watching my content, potentially more than Netflix, as at least judging by the stats on my channel, I know quite a few of you are, then consider just becoming a subscriber. Because, well, you're subscribed to Netflix, why not subscribe to me too? Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for more videos.